The Cowboys return to action this Sunday against the New York Giants, and we've talked about it all week. Matt Castle is just the latest quarterback. One of the funniest things I saw was actually a picture of Cliff Kingsbury and the back of Baker Mayfield in the Wounded Warrior Never Quit jersey. A little bit ironic there. At 2-4, you can say that they've had a rough start to the season, but what you can't do is count them out. If you still have a bad taste in your mouth after the 59-45 win over Sam Houston State, you're not the only one. And I've told you before, not to worry, the Red Raiders have a chance against the number 20 team in LSU when push comes to shove, and we know it will with an offensive line that big later on today. And Coach, offensively, in your win against Lakeview, you looked really good on the ground. Jalen Porter leading that. How do you build upon that coming into your second district game? They also scored 25 points off of their bench. There is no reason now that Tech shouldn't be in the conversation for the big dance.
It's a bright future.
And speaking of that bright future, I mean, you handled yourself against the number 1 team in the nation. What does that tell you about this program and moving forward? Yeah, it's a big deciding game tonight for the Matadors, and I have Coach Servance here with me. Coach, you guys had a pretty strong second half against Pompano last week. How do you continue to build on that tonight? Last week, Tech did a number on Kansas State's running game, only allowing 123 yards. I think that they really need to stick to that game plan, do what they did last week, and there is some hope for this game. You guys kind of started off a little slow, 0-3 on the year, but have been dominating of late. A shutout against Seminole last week in your first district game. What changed on the team for you? Last year, Coronado ended Permian's perfect season on a last-second 52-yard field goal, but that is all behind them now as the Mustangs pad up tonight to face another undefeated Permian team. And I have Coach Parr here with me. Coach, you guys have had a really productive offense so far this season, with Quay Gray scoring 7 touchdowns and having over 850 passing yards. Also, Jeffrey McCutcheon with 7 touchdowns of his own. How do you continue that momentum rolling in tonight against such a powerful defense? We did have some other bowls going on today. Former Texas Tech head coach Mike Leach and his team faced Miami, and not really fun weather there. I know Ron's been talking about El Paso got hit, and yeah, it was snowing there pretty hard. We're going to pick up in the first quarter. Washington State's Luke Falk hits Jamal Morrow, and one guy misses, then he just bobs and weaves right into the end zone. 31-yard touchdown pass, and Washington State goes up 7-0. Still in the first, Miami in the red zone, 4th and goal. Their last shot, Brad Kaya to Stacy Cooley, touchdown Canes, and the U ties it up 7-7. But a Miami interception turns the tide. Washington State capitalizes, scoring 13 more points in the first half. The final score, 20-14. Leach and his crew going home with their first 9-win season since 2003. Every practice Coach Thompson has begins with 2 minutes where no one speaks or moves. The girls shut their eyes and mentally prepare. At first they thought this was weird, but then they started winning.
At the beginning of the season we weren't really cared for it, but towards when we really started taking it serious, it definitely showed on the court. It definitely showed our mentality changed. So it definitely has helped. Before
this year, the girls' basketball team had never had more than 1 district win. Now they have 3, securing their spot for the postseason for the first time ever.
I don't think it has anything to do with talent. These kids have talent, they have the work ethic, but they just needed a little bit more discipline, and then just to know and believe that they were able to come out and play against teams.
We started believing in ourselves. Coach Thompson, we had coaches that believed in us. It got us to believing that we could make it to playoffs, and now we're there.
Many girls were told and believed that they couldn't win, but the coaches made some changes, eliminating words like can't from the girls' vocabulary.
It was definitely something that we had to do for ourselves. You have to stop taking what everybody says to you, the negative, and we started focusing on ourselves and telling each other that we can do it. There was a lot of times in practices where a lot of times we would say we can't, and we had to sit down and tell each other that's not the mindset we need to have. And once everybody started taking that mindset, that's when we started becoming and doing what we are doing now.
Coach Thompson told me that her game changed when she saw a sports psychologist for the first time, and she's passing those techniques on. But her visualization for success started when she was younger.
I would sit and just practice my autograph over and over for the day that I, would become this famous basketball player and would sign autographs for my fans.
And her dreams became a reality as she made her mark on the Texas Tech record books, as well as the WNBA, where she got her own player card. She signed one just for me with her perfected autograph, but now she works on making her mark on the Lady Westerners' lives and helping them to believe in themselves and reach their potential. I'm Kailey Mizelle with KLBK Sports. As March Madness inches closer and closer, I'm sure you're all wondering, is Texas Tech going to make the postseason? With the NIT tournament and the big dance in play and 8 games for Texas Tech left, there are 5 things they need to do to secure their spot in the postseason. And at the top of that list, seniors Devonta Williams and Todrick Gocher have to step up. In Big 12 wins, they're averaging 24.3 combined points. But in losses, that number goes down to 17.1. With 5 of the 7 Big 12 losses coming down to 10 points or less, a 7-point differential is huge. Second, Tech needs to do a better job defending the perimeter. Right now, they allow opponents to shoot about 40% from three-point land in losses. Cutting down on this is going to help. 3, Tech needs to play better on the road. In Tubby Smith's 3 years, they only have 3 true road wins. 4th, the Red Raiders have to finish. In Tech losses, they've been outscored by a total of 36 points in the second half. In the wins, they outscored their opponents by 52 points. Second half play is crucial, and they have to be successful and finish the game. And finally, Tech needs to win 4 of their final 8 games, 5 of which are against ranked opponents. I think the easiest comes in tonight in Iowa State. Without McKay and at home, you have to take advantage of those things if you want to make the postseason. I'm Kailey Mizelle with Red Raider Nation. For the previous 2 seasons, the LCU women's basketball team was just this big sleeping giant. They only lost 8 games, but they couldn't play in the postseason because of their transition from NAIA to NCAA Division II. But this year, they're finally eligible for postseason play, and they're on a 13-0 winning streak. Coach Gomez told me that streak is thanks to some off-season work and some tough exhibition games.
I think when you start off the season with an exhibition game at UConn, that sort of gets your focus right away. And, we wanted to have a good preparation, not only for that, but just for the fact that this year we could play postseason.
We had a tougher preseason, tougher preparation, because we know that we're working for something later on this year.
And it shows in their numbers. LCU outscores their opponents by almost 30 points per game. But looking forward to the postseason isn't the only reason that they're doing well this year.
I think, our team has always been good at, playing every game hard and, just looking at it as just a game. Each game is the same, really, whether we have something to play for after or not.
Going into this year, Coach Gomez encouraged his team to set high expectations and goals for themselves, and the girls have done just that, putting their hopes in the most elite prize.
They do. They want to play for a national championship. I mean, that's what these girls have said.
It would be really special, and I think that we definitely have the potential to do that.
And their journey continues as Coach Gomez and company left this facility this morning in the hopes of returning with a few more road wins, bringing them one step closer to their goal. I'm Kailey Mizelle with KLBK Sports.